music, feel the ocean breeze. Every drink we take puts our minds at ease. From rum to champagne, yeah, we live in the vibe. Sips on ships, baby, it's a whole new ride. Sips on ships, toast to the night. Flavors of the world, everything feels right. Raise your glass, let the good times flow. Sips on ships, let's go, let's go, let's go.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl T with Adventures of Spirits, and welcome to Sips on Ships. And yes, it is a brand new year. Last year, 2025, we actually did carnival reviews about the carnival bars on Carnival. Excuse me, y'all. Bars on Carnival. Y'all say that a couple of times and see if y'all don't get tongue-tied too. Bars on Carnival with Carnival Cruise Addicts, because who else best to do it with, right? They sell Carnival, they drink like I drink, so hey, they experienced the bars. They were the best person. Thank you so much, Carnival Cruise Addicts, for a wonderful year for Sips on Ships in 2025. But guess what, everyone? Now it's 2026. What ship is Adventures going to now? And you know I never do it by myself. So this year for 2026, we'll be reviewing the bars on Royal Caribbean. Now, I know what you're saying. Royal Caribbean has so many more bars. Yes, they do, which makes it even better. But I can't review it by myself. I have to bring somebody that is very well traveled and also likes to drink like your girl here. And so what better person to bring on other than someone who everyone most likely knows and have been watching videos, especially if you're traveling across the waters, over on the European side. The best thing there, Miss On the Go with YOLO. What's going on, YOLO?
Hey, T. Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Hey, I'm going fine. I'm doing fine. How's it going? Everything's good with you?
Everything is great. Still chucking out with the new year for work, but other than that, everything is going great. Everything is going great.
Okay. Well, I see that because you got these videos is out here. You up in the traveling streets and everything. You've been to a couple of places. What places have you been? I would say in literally just the last year. Where have you traveled in the last year?
Oh man, in the last year, I did a repeat in London. I went to Greece, Istanbul, went to the Caribbean, ABC Islands, in Orlando, doing some theme parks. Yeah, we didn't do Alaska last year. We did Alaska 2024. So, but yeah, just some new destinations last year, and then some repeats. Yeah, always ready to go. Trying to get. I don't like to sit at home. I like it.
Okay, well, hey, I ain't mad at you. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. I'm gonna get across the waters at some point, YOLO. I'm gonna get from out of the Caribbean and move on over there at some point. So I have been to Greece. I have been to Greece. So that is right. one toe in the water, one toe.
That's right. Don't count that toe out.
I think
it's a toe.
What'd you say?
It's a toe.
Yeah, pretty much. But you know what? Your videos really will help the average person that's trying to get over there for the first time. So all of you, if you are thinking about traveling over there internationally, in those European streets, because I just don't know what it is, but some people are afraid to travel if it's not in the Caribbean, and they go over there on the European side, Australia, all on the Pacific side. Just watch YOLO's videos. You'll know everything that you want to know, how to navigate, transportation, things to expect. Should really make you feel comfortable traveling over there. And I think that the more comfortable people are traveling over there, they'll probably travel there a little more often than not. So definitely.
I think so. It's easy.
So we will be talking about the bars on Royal Caribbean ships. And I know that you've been on plenty of Royal Caribbean ships. So how many ships? Okay, I'll put it this way. You've probably been on so many. Let me just ask you this then. Which ships have you not been
on? I think it's 8 total. So I haven't gone far. Vision, Spectrum, Ovation. I haven't been on Radiance.
Mhm. Have you been on Star yet?
Offhand, it's about 7 or 8 that I have not
Okay.
been on.
Okay.
So I haven't been on Explorer,
Okay.
and another older ship. But yeah, so
Okay.
pretty much. Oh, and Symphony. That Symphony is the only Oasis class that I haven't been on. So yeah,
Okay. Have you been on Star?
not yet.
Not yet.
Yet.
Okay. But
I
y'all
was
heard
booked
her,
on
right?
the
She said
inaugural, and
yeah.
then they changed the date, and then I couldn't do it. So
Okay. But y'all heard her though. She said yeah, which means you will find her on there at some point. And I'm not even gonna, I don't even think that this is a question, but are you gonna go on Legend? The brand new Legend ship. And are you gonna
I
go
will
on it
probably do
while it's
Legend
over
before I do
there
Star.
or when it comes here?
We'll see.
Okay.
I will say that I'll probably end up doing Legend before I do Star. I think.
Okay.
But
Okay.
hey, you never know out here in these cruise ships. I might pop up anywhere.
Well, you know what? If you do Legend, do you even need to do the Star? That part. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I mean, from what I'm understanding.
Yeah, for the most part right now, I'm not sailing for the new ship. I'm just sailing to get for destinations for the most part. So it has to be something more just, oh, I want to try the new ship. So right now, that's where I am. Now, if I get an offer for it, hey, that's an offer for it. And then, that decides that too. But as far as paying for repetitive ships or just going to do a ship just to say, oh, I've tried the ship, or it's a new ship to a class I've already done, probably won't be
Okay.
in my mind. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, today, YOLO, I'm gonna need you to turn your brain back to when you enjoyed these bars, if you did, because not everybody goes to every single bar, right? But I know that you like to try out new things, especially with cocktails, just as much as I do. So today we'll be looking at the Bionic bar, as well as the Rising Tide. Which usually is so hard to catch sometimes because it just depends on what time of the day it is, where the Rising Tide is located. You might catch it in mid-air, and then you try to hurry up and get to Central Park, and next thing you know, you might have missed it or is just too slow, and whatever the case is. But those would be the two bars we're going to review today. But in the meantime, while I'm queuing up the Bionic bar here, have you been to the Bionic bar? And if you did, what ship class were you on?
I have visited the Bionic bar. I do believe my first cocktail from the Bionic bar may have been Wonder of the Seas, maybe. I have been to the Bionic bar at Quantum, and that was only because my friend wanted to try getting a drink bar. It's not one of my favorite bars to kind of get drinks at. It takes too long. The line is really long to get a drink because everybody wants to try a robot making their drink, and that's not necessarily exciting for me. So, but I have I had a blue something. I do remember the drink was blue.
It was blue. Yeah, I think, was mine blue? No, mine was like a reddish orange color, and I only had one drink from there because I went on it when we were on the Wonder of the Seas. It was a family trip, so it was a bunch of us there, and it was right before they had the balloon drop, the actual welcome night party basically. And I said, well, what a good time to go to the Bionic bar at that time, because for some reason the Bionic bar at that time wasn't too crowded like it was a little earlier. And so went and got a drink. What you say? It was always crowded for you?
Always crowded, yes.
Well, there were some people. Most people had just gotten their drinks, and I think maybe it's because the show was also happening, you know, opposite. So I think people were trying to come get their drinks and hurry up to their show. So we were happy to have a little gap. There might have been maybe 4 or 5 people waiting for drinks. There was people there staring. That's one thing I recognize about the Bionic Bar was people was always watching to see, well, what like as if the robot gonna do something different. You know,
yes.
Like, they do is pour and shake. Exactly. So anyway, so let's give the people a look at this. Where's my document? Is my video file? All right.
And 20 mixes to choose from.
This. So as you all can see here, I mean, you know, the Bionic Bar is like everything is hanging from the ceiling, right? And those robots seem to, I don't know how they do it, but they just seem to know exactly what to pull from the top, what to squirt, when to squirt it, how to squirt it. But, you know, the process of actually ordering your drink is pretty much simple. You know, you go up there, you tap your card so they know, you put your date of birth in there, and then you get, you know, you scroll around to choose what drink you want. You can also tell it how, if you want it a little stronger, you want it a little lighter. I actually like that one. Like if people maybe wanted more of one thing than something else that was in the drink, or how much more alcohol to put. Yeah. What's been your experience, Yolo, with yours about the ordering process?
That's a nice process. Generally, when you're ordering on the kiosk or the cafe, it's very simple. It's very straightforward. It's self-guiding, so it walks you through everything very easy, very smoothly. It's hard to mess it up, really. I mean, and you can just either go through the steps like you were just talking about, where you can specify more or less, or you can just, hey, this is how I want the drink, the exact way that you're going to make it. You select it, and then it tells you who you're going to be in or what letter your drink is going to fall through. I forget how it lists it. It's been that long. But it tells you where to go so that you know where to go to get your drink. And then you can see the row. It'll let you know when it's up or processing. And then you just go pick up a drink when it's ready. It puts it in the little cup holder, and it makes it, and then it slides it down to you. Very simple.
Slides it all down. And I like how they have your name and how much time it's going to take for your drink to be made up there on the, it looks like a mirror, everyone. If you see on the screen there to the left on the screen, it's a mirror, but it's actually a computer that is basically, it's like a ledger to tell you whatever name you typed in the kiosk, your name or that name will be up there, and it'll let you know whose drink is coming up next and what number of the ending of the line. So you see those little reservoirs there. Each of those have different numbers, and they'll tell you which one to go to, as Yolo stated. The only difference is they actually added, I'm not sure if they had this when I was there, but you have to put your card there for it to know that and verify that you are the person for that drink. So I don't remember having to do that.
I don't recall
at that time. Either. Yeah, I don't remember doing that. So I just they must have added that afterwards. Maybe people were picking up other people's drinks. Maybe, I don't know. When was the last time you tried the Bionic Bar, Yolo? What year was that?
2024. For my drink, I've done it once for a drink for me, and that's been 2022.
Okay.
So it's been a while for me. It's hazy. But when my friend when her husband did his drink in 2024, I don't remember all the steps. I do know he had to put his card in. I think he did have to tap his card to pick up the drink. So that they knew that it was him. I do think he
we tried it on the Wonder of the Seas, and I actually was impressed by the process. I was just like in awe. I was just looking like, wow. And I believe that was the year that Wonder of the Seas came out. It came out, no, Wonder the Seas came out in November, and we went the following year, like in the summertime. So I don't know I forgot what year Wonder of the Seas came out. Was that 22?
Wonder came out in March of 2022.
Okay, so then that means we went November.
Yeah, I was on the inaugural, so that was March of 2022.
Okay, so then it was November because it had been out for about 6 months or so before we went on there. So I actually enjoyed it. Did you like Wonder of the Seas?
I've been on her 3 times.
Really? Okay, so I know we're talking about bars, but these conversations can go all kinds of ways. And we promised to get back on track, y'all.
Yeah.
Wonder of the Seas, Utopia, to me, they're the same. They're the same class ship. What's your preference? Wonder or Utopia?
Wonder.
Ooh, you said Wonder? Really? Well, you know what?
Yep.
The only reason I'm torn is because Utopia has the railway and Wonder doesn't. But Wonder has the Bionic. Like, the Bionic bar is really what sold me. Like, I had to taste those. Like, that was one of my highlight of going on Wonder of the Seas. And that Rising Tide bar, which, by the way, you all, we will be discussing that very briefly. It was like different things attracted me. Like, on Utopia, I love the pesky parrot, even though I did not get a chance to really sit and just bask in the environment and drink all the drinks. I mean, I think we drank maybe we tried about 4 or 5 drinks during the bar crawl, but there was so many drinks, like cocktails on their menu that to choose from that they didn't have at the other bars, that I really wanted to come back and like just sit in one of their swings and their little swing couches and swing and drink. And I just didn't have time. But you said Wonder, huh? Okay.
It is. And I don't know if it's a sweet spot for me. It just has a special place in my heart. I love Wonder of the Seas, and I think it was just my favorite ship for a while until it was my favorite ship until Icon, and then until Ascent. So that's not royal, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it was my favorite ship for a while, and I've been on her 3 times. Every time is still a good time. Be on her coming up soon again, so that'll be number 4. Okay. The times I visited her before or have sailed her before have been all 7-day sailings. So the sailing coming up will be a 3-day sailing. So it'll be interesting to see how she's transformed into a booze cruise, so to speak. So I'm excited to see the changes. But I just like the flow of Wonder. It just feels comfortable, and I don't know, it just I like her. Utopia was loud, and maybe it was because it was a booze cruise. It was just noisy everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, just not my favorite. One of my favorite ships. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if they put the pesky parrot on Wonder, then Wonder would be my ship too.
Mason Jar is my favorite bar on Wonder.
What is it? Which one?
I lived in the Mason Jar. I lived
the Mason. Oh, yes. And the music is good, and the appetizers and the little snacks and the stuff that you can get is good. I like that. Yeah. I like that bar too. They had all the good whiskeys and scotches and stuff over there.
Yeah. The country music was hit or miss. Yeah. You're in whiskey heaven.
So, yes, most definitely. Okay. All right, so let's look at the cocktail menu. So, before we get to the cocktail menu, just so you all watching realize that the Bionic bar is an area of itself. There is seating areas around it. It's set up more like a lounge seating. It reminds me more of like to me, it looks like a waiting area, right? Like it didn't really, the seating around it wasn't really. It just blended in with the seating you just find around the ship, like on the promenade, because it's where it's located. Is at the promenade. And actually the Bionic bar is actually right next to the entry of the Rising Tide, because the Rising Tide is right there in front of it. But the Bionic bar, there is seating in the area, is usually against the wall. They do have these little pod seatings in the middle of their floors, in case you have like a big family, you all want to sit together. Very comfortable seating. Just know the Bionic bar isn't like its own self-enclosed bar. It's not. It's just an open area at the promenade, and it's actually located at the end. If you're on the Wonder of the Seas, that's where it's located, on the Wonder of the Seas. It is at the tail end of the promenade, right before you are, leaving out of the promenade. So it's right there in the beginning. So right next to Next Cruise, if I remember that correctly.
I think you're right on Wonder. On Quantum, it's upstairs on the second level, right before you get to the music hall, and it's off the left. I don't recall any seating.
No seating on the Quantum?
I want to say the Bionic bar is standing only in that area. I don't recall seeing any seating, and it's right before you get to the music hall, and it's just maybe I didn't notice the seating because it was packed with people, but it's just so busy, and it's literally in people standing in the walkway to get by.
Oh, so okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then they must have taken maybe some feedback.
Yeah.
They probably took some feedback from that, and that's why they changed it for Wonder, because in Wonder it's this nice big open area. It's like seating, like you would normally find seating at the promenade, and so forth, with lounge seating, but the bar is just right there in the middle, and everything else is just around it. So I actually like it. It was actually fun, especially for the first time for me. So, all right. So let's go ahead and look at the Bionic bar menu. I'm going to share my screen. All right. See my screen, Yellow?
I do.
All right. Okay, so this is the Bionic bar menu. They have alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. Okay. They have, as you can see, they got margaritas, Long Island iced teas. They got the Lion, the Cosmo. You got your vodka martini, your gin martini, your tequila sunrise, sex on the beach, Tennessee apple. Don't know what that was. I think that was whiskey or something. Probably like an apple whiskey or something. A Tom Collins. What was it?
I said, something like a apple, like a crown apple.
Tom Collins. Ooh, that only got a 3-star. Ooh. John Collins, Malibu and Coke, Malibu and pineapple juice. And then they had their signature drinks, which is Blue Sky Margaritas, Optic Kamikaze, Avatar, The Universe, Bionic
I think
Smash.
The Blue Sky is what I had, yeah.
Which one you had? You had the Blue Sky?
I think it was the Blue Sky, yeah.
Okay. Then you had the Jewel, Santerno Fresh, Bio's Delight, or B10's Delight. I don't know. Looks like a 1 to me. Venus in Love, From Earth, E.T., Bionic Blast, Bionic Tea, Clone Me, Cybertail. I think that's the one I had. I think I had the Cybertail.
Okay.
Dalitalia, Con Namor, Alexander, Fiendbot. They had a lot. Green World.
They do have a lot. I didn't realize they had so many drinks.
Bionic Bahama Mama seems to be the one that is mostly. I think my niece had that one. Okay. Moonlight, Sweet Star, Sunshine Galaxy, Soko. Wow. Apple Blast, Galactic Melon. They have so many, you all. But just to give you all an idea of what they have. And unfortunately, you only had one drink too, Yellow?
Yes. going over and experiencing it, yes, it was fun and exciting for the first time to see the robot make a drink. But to stand in line and be in the crowd, one and done.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And then the two non-alcoholics they had was a cherry coke and of course a Shirley Temple. So
that's good to know. They make a Shirley Temple. Dylan likes Shirley Temple, so
yeah. So there was a Shirley Temple, and a lot of people prefer Shirley Temple. And to be honest with you, I remember that being my non-alcoholic drink I would always drink when my mom or my godmother took me to Junior's in Brooklyn, New York. It was downtown Brooklyn,
yes.
The original Junior's cheesecake. And we go there and we'll eat, and I always got a Shirley Temple. And I just thought I was grown, honey. You couldn't tell me I wasn't drinking a drink. You couldn't tell me I was drinking a drink, but yeah, that's the Bionic drink. As I can see, both me and you didn't really taste too many there. But what about the Rising Tide bar? Did you experience the Rising Tide, or is it one of those one and dones for you too type thing?
The Rising Tide. Okay, so number one, it's slow. It moves so slow.
Yep.
And you really just want to be, you would want to be in a group of people. Like I think when we did it, I don't remember the ship. I don't remember if it was on Allure or not. And when we did it on Allure for my birthday, or whether we did it on Wonder with my brother when they were with us for the third time on Wonder. We did it then. I can't remember. But number one, it's hard to get on it because she moves so slow.
And while you talking about it, I'm gonna bring up some visuals. But go ahead. But you're exactly right.
There is that, and then it's like when you're on the ground level, because it's like right there by the guest services. I think is where you get on, or not far from guest services, where you get on in the main promenade. And then it goes up, and then it'll take.
It looks so top, cool. And even though I don't drink,
either one, it's hard to get on there. So it's either you're looking up and the water coming down, she's up there, or she's midway, and you really have to be prepared to just kind of sit if you're going to enjoy this bar. Sit and talk at, because it's going to take you a while to go up or down, whichever way you decide to go. So. Yeah,
I'm just wondering, when they made it, I think it was really for people to just sit and enjoy. You know what I mean? Like you would go to a regular bar, like you're not really on it for the ride. It just so happens
you're there to
go.
You're there to
you up and down. But I do have one that shows it moving, just so people can see, even in the video.
In terms of age restriction,
in the video, and this is on super fast.
Yeah,
just look at it. Like, it is extremely slow. And
you can barely see it moving when they finally slowed it down, just to kind of let you see. Yeah, it's slow. Very slow. You got it's bar to say, okay, we're gonna get together with a group of people and we're just gonna sit right here and hang out.
Yeah. Now people did get on it just to get a drink and get off. But the problem was, if you got on it to get a drink and there was a line and it was time for it to move, then you were stuck on it until it came back down, or you just get off on Central Park and just come back down. So the Rising Tide bar is on Oasis class ships. I only experienced it on Wonder of the Seas first time. And when I rode on it, I just knew it was, at least you was gonna at least feel it going up or something. But literally, if you didn't pay attention, you wouldn't even know that you were moving. And it went from the promenade to Central Park. So you could get on at any level, any one of those levels. And on the door, it normally would have the time that the Rising Tide bar would be available for you to come and get on, or, you know, or if it was closed or you had to wait for, they were on break or something. I don't know. But other than that, I can tell you we were drinking Grand Marnier and cranberry juices most of that trip. My cousin had introduced me to just that simple little mixture, and it was like just something easy to drink without having like have too much alcohol, but like just enough for the flavor and stuff. And I think I drunk about 4 or 5 just riding the Rising Tide bar. I really did. That Rising Tide bar was the Grand Marnier cranberry juice trip for me.
Yes. So it's not an extensive bar on the Rising Tide. So it is very limited. It's almost like a cart that's back in the corner. So it's not a full bar. So you're not going to be able to get a full, you know, it's not very extensive to a selection of drinks that you can get. So just be mindful of that. But it is nice. It's a nice experience. One and done. And you can hang out, go sit, enjoy the going up or going down, whichever way you decide to do it. I think I ended up doing something along the same lines, either vodka cranberry or something spritzy. I want to say it was probably, because I don't know that they could make me, or wine. I think I ended up either doing like Prosecco wine or vodka cranberry. And maybe a couple drinks going up and down. I don't think I did too many. I maybe 1 or 2 drinks while we rode up or whatever. I want to say we may have gone down.
Okay.
I think I've done it twice because we did it. I want to say on Allure and then again on Wonder because my niece wanted to do it.
Okay. And so did you go both ways or just?
I want to say I've done at least one. Well, I mean, the 2 times, one going up, one going down. It's when it's wherever you catch it.
Okay.
You know, you can't plan it out.
See, they now they allow you to stand up while it moves. You know, like you would think that you would have had to take a seat because there were some people going, oh, well, if I don't have a seat, I need to sit down while it's moving. And the people were like, the workers was like, you'll be all right. You're not even going to know you're moving. You can stand if you want, you know, and talk. You don't have to sit down.
I don't think anyone was standing when we rode it. It was pretty empty because it was during the afternoon. So it's not during a busy time where people are, you know, just trying to get on. I mean, we just thought, hey, it's empty. Let's go. You want to do this? Let's go. And it was that kind of thing. So it wasn't when it was busy at all. So we were probably the only ones, maybe another couple people on there and both times we did it.
Okay. And you know what really would have been nice if they had maybe some entertainment on the Rising Tide, you know, like maybe someone that played, you know, maybe the violin, but played like, you know, like the music, not just orchestra, whatever, but just somebody either play like a solo person playing some music on the Rising Tide. I think that would, you know, I think that would be nice if they did that.
Yes, I think so too. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and look at let's go ahead and look at this menu here. Let me share my screen. All right. So this is the cocktail menu for the Rising Tide. And it was a nice menu for it to be, I call it like a novelty bar, right? They had Curacao Cosmo, which is rum base. They had they had sangrias, they had whiskey, they had bourbon, you know, they had gin drinks, they had tequila, vodka. So as you can see, they gave you whatever liquor you liked. They at least had a cocktail to suit each of everyone's needs. If it was just wine you wanted, if it was rum, if it was vodka, whiskey, bourbon, gin, tequila. You had an option to choose from there. And of course, you could also ask them for whatever, cocktail that you wanted that was not on here. They also had 0 proof, all aboard spritz. That was non-alcohol. Then they had beer and beyond. Did you try any of their beers, Yellow?
No. And I was looking at that menu. This must be something newer because I don't recall seeing the Desert Pear menu when I was on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
the desert, the Desert Pier, I'm more familiar with that at the Schooner's Bar.
Yes.
Yeah. But yep, they did have it on there. They do have it at the Rising Tide, and they probably, elevated their menus. This menu specifically was from Utopia of the Seas.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry, Wonder of the Seas. I said Utopia because it was the name over here that I see, but it's not Utopia, it's Wonder of the Seas. You had your Coronas, Michelob, your usuals. I don't see any specialty like craft beers or anything of that nature. Then they gave you wine options, and their prices are very reasonable. Let me see if they got Malbec on here. That's my favorite. I don't see any Malbec. All I see is Prosecco's and Rosé, Sauvignon, Chardonnay, some Pinot Noir, Merlot, and Cab Sauv. Okay, well, anyway, I guess a one and done is just fine. So one and done is just fine. But
experience it. But yeah.
So what? So we only try one on the Bionic Bar. How many drinks did you? Okay, well, we talked about what we drank on the Rising Tide. I didn't really try a lot of the cocktails on the Rising Tide. I really went to ride, and I was already drinking something that I wanted. And it goes slow enough for you to drink a full drink. Like if you said, "Hey, I need to drink a couple of drinks," you definitely have more than enough time to drink a couple of drinks while you're on that Rising Tide. Because it from the bottom to the top, I think it took about 15 minutes to go from one floor to the next. Approximately like 15 minutes, right?
15, 20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, like that was a ride. Like that was really like, hey, I need to cool off in some air condition and have a drink and chit chat and just watch and people watch. And it's a good view of the promenade too, especially when you're coming down to see. So not much to see at Central Park because you're coming up in Central Park, but going down is a real good view. So I can't ask you what your favorite drink was, or either one of them, because I didn't have one either, because it sounds like we were doing one and dones for these two bars here. So maybe we'll have some best, for our next segment, maybe we got some best.
I say we're working our way up the ladder.
Yeah, most definitely, because our next segment will be the Cantina Bar, which is actually attached to Loco Fresh, which is more of the Latin flair, and then you have your lime and coconut, which gives you more of a Caribbean flair with theirs. So one is more probably tequila heavy, the other one is more not tequila based, and the other one is more rum based. So that'll be our next segment, but Bionic Bar, Rising Tide are definitely things to try. Do you have any other words for the people regarding either of those two bars, Yolo?
No, just, hey, go out there, experience them. If you're new to Royal and new to those events, do them. They are, in my personal opinion, they're like excursions on the ship. Just go try them out and enjoy them. Try them at least once. They seem to have some pretty extensive menus. They'll have something for everybody. So just try it at least once.
That's right. All right, everyone. Well, thank you, Yolo. And I'll see you again next month. And everyone else, don't be trash. Live your best life. See you. Bye.